Connie. I am using all of my willpower to sit still in my chair and sound professional, but I'm over the moon about this conversation. I wish that we were standing in my closet instead of wherever we both are. Thank you for being here. I totally manifested you, and I'm so excited to hear more about how great I did at that.
Oh, good. Well, I actually should also preface with 75% of my clients are virtual because of social media. So I do a lot of virtual closet edits.
Perfect. Perfect. I'm so
Ah,
excited. And
yes.
I'm gonna interview you first and then tell you what I
Okay.
need.
Sounds
So
great.
so how are you, besides how are you saying yes to me in this season, how are you saying yes to yourself in this season?
I am trying to hone in for myself on my business this year on what is the best, what takes up the most, what is the most fun, what's the most energetic service that I offer, and how I can focus on providing more of that and like letting go of things that are really, they take up a lot of time and energy, but are also not as productive or enjoyable in the end. So I'm really trying to focus this year and the beginning of the year on like what is the best, most energetic thing that I can provide and to my client, but also get that back from them and really just go hard in on that for me. So that's kind of what I'm saying yes to, I guess, right now.
I'm obsessed and I love it because it's a closet edit on your business,
Yeah. Yes, that's
right?
true.
It's like
Yeah.
what is taking space? What is no
Yes.
longer lighting me up?
Yes.
What has outlasted its usefulness, what
Yeah.
is perfectly fine, but not the best use of my outfit,
Yes. Yes.
in this, and how will it serve somebody else by letting
That's
it
right.
go?
Yeah.
I love that how we
So
do one thing is how we do everything.
it really is. It's so true. And what I say to my clients is that building a closet of pieces that are your friends. So when you open up your closet doors or you step in your closet or you're there, that they are a warm hug, that they are a nice embrace, that you want to enjoy a cup of coffee or a glass of wine with these friends of yours. You look forward to seeing them. And if
Yes.
your closet isn't built like that, then we need to get it into that place and that space because you want clothing to be, a friend, but also, your armor that you put on. But armor feels a little like a rough word, but it's more like
Mhm.
it is a way in which you can go about the world feeling very confident. It's like something you think about, but you don't have to worry and fuss about it all day because you've built a closet of friends. So you're just around these
Right.
people that are around these clothes that just make you feel good. And that's the whole point.
Right.
That's the whole
And if
point.
they're a bunch of seventh grade mean girls,
Yeah, or
then you got to
ex-boyfriends
get them
or
out, right?
yes, ex-boyfriends, ex-husbands that don't make you feel good, like whatever that is, we're letting them go. We're letting them
It's,
go.
it's
And
so good.
yeah, and only allowing space for the pieces that make you feel good, that talk good to you, I guess you could say.
Right? And sometimes that requires investment. Sometimes it
Yes.
requires thinking about
Yeah.
wearing it in a different way. It's all, oh my
Yes.
gosh, I love how, I mean, I just love everything. Like, I love how practical it is and how
Hmm.
much of a metaphor it is for all the things that we're doing and how
Definitely.
it can make sense in
Yeah.
thinking about it in another area of our life, but
Yes.
how we can this is so intimate. This is so like no one else wears our clothes,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So
Hmm.
even
Hmm. It is intimate and it brings out a lot of insecurity and it's a lot of therapy. There's a lot of it, right? Because our bodies are so much and they send us messages all day long, whether it's from how we feel about our arms or our stomach or how we feel about our mind. Clothing either embraces that or like fights against it, I guess you can say.
totally.
And when you go into a client's closet, you also see their insecurities and
Mhm.
you talk a lot about therapy and how to speak to yourself in a better way because it sets you up for, I won't say like success, it's just more like a mental game. Like you have to be really, you have to force yourself to go into a mental positive space. It's not
Yes.
easy to do. People can immediately jump to kind of the negative. So it's really, you have to mindset yourself. Like when you're going into your closet, a mindset of positivity, positive messages. And so you're trying to set yourself up with pieces that align with that for you, right?
Right.
So,
Right. And just this practice of being unattached.
mm-hmm,
Like what story? Oh my gosh,
mm-hmm.
I will pay you for this therapy session that's going to be.
Yeah.
And my sweet listeners have heard me talk about this, and they're also going to be so excited that you're here so I can
Oh,
stop
good,
with my
good.
nonsense. But what immediately I thought of two things. One, I am a student of the Course in Miracles, and the very first lessons are, nothing means anything. And then the
Mm,
second lesson is like all the meaning that something has, I've given it. And it's
yes,
so true. It's true,
yes.
and you go around the room, you see this cup does not mean anything. These
Mm-hmm.
glasses do not mean any, this text does not mean anything. Like we assign an
Yeah,
entire narrative. And just to catch you up from what the listeners already know, um, word on the street is your body changes as you get older.
yeah.
And, it's much like introversion. I have a grasp of the English language, so I know what that means. I have no idea what it means to be
Mm,
an introverted person. So
mm-hmm.
I believe that our bodies change, and I would
Yeah.
just like to have that information, but not have the experience. And right,
Sure. Yeah. Same. Yep.
like completely inconvenient and
Right.
lame.
Yep.
So, and at the same time, what my hang up issue, whatever nonsense has been, is I love my clothes
Mm-hmm.
and I've been collecting them for many years. I love my style. I feel very connected to I just love them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a person who, bought something and then didn't fit into it, but kept it there because I'm getting back there, darn it. Like I've
Uh-huh.
been the same size for 25 years plus,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I've just wear my clothes and I add
Yeah.
new ones, but I have, and this in the past year, my clothes are not fitting.
Mm.
And that is not okay.
Yeah.
And so I've like said, that's not okay. And I look at like I eat very healthily.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
hardly drink anymore. I shake up a garden inspired craft cocktail every Friday night on
I saw the
Instagram.
Fridays.
Like
Yes.
that's when I have a drink. Otherwise, no
Mm-hmm.
one's here. Like it's so I look at high fiber, high protein diet. Okay, yeah, those are all the things I choose. So what the actual F is happening? Like
Yeah.
I want,
Right.
and I'm a farmer. I move. I do, sit now at my computer to have these gorgeous conversations, but
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't seem fair. That
Yeah.
that would be, so
Right.
all of these things are all of the reasons why it's okay that I'm mad and want something different.
Mm-hmm.
And only just yesterday, after meditation, did I start to realize, like, Wendy Harrop, your entire message on this podcast in your life is if this narrative is no longer serving you, it is
Mm.
time to complete. And whatever attachment I have to these clothes or to this story or to this whatever experience that I'm having
Mm-hmm.
is keeping me from my highest and best.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Yep.
thank you. Thank you for being unattached to my clothes so that when we do the closet edit, it's easy for you to say, yes, no, try that on. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess there's a lot to unpack
yes,
in
there is.
in that statement because it's like, well, one, you have to be in a place mentally where you're open to accepting that because just even doing that is hard. accepting the fact that your body's changed. You can't do anything to snap your fingers and get back to what it was. And so you're accepting the newness of what is to come and looking at it more positively instead of negatively. But that is, again, a whole mindset shift, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it is almost like bringing in a stylist. Hopefully, you find the right one that's maybe more set on mindset work
Yeah.
and not just bringing in a brand new wardrobe so that you look flashy, but
Right.
looking at asking the questions that you need to ask to ground yourself in what do I need to be saying to myself in order to be able to accept what's happening in my body and how to build a closet around that I love and that's comfortable to me.
Yeah.
Because we could work with a therapist, we can work with a trainer, we could work with a food somebody to help us with
Nutritionist.
nutritionist, thank you. And we might click with that person or they might be sending us the wrong messages. And it's almost like you first have to goal set for yourself, like what is it that I actually want if I'm going to go into my closet and I'm going to put on my clothes. Is it that I want to continue to try to fight this, like lose weight? Is that what I want to do? No, I want to be where I am right now today and be able to get dressed for tomorrow. Okay, so how do I do that? And so you have to start mindset shifting and
Right.
doing that work. So, like, where does that start? And again, I think it's just finding a person who can help you with those positive messages
Yeah.
because you can't do it alone. Right. And so I think that's why we
Well, it's
reach out
not
to.
even fun.
No, oh no, of course not. And it's like you said, what the actual F? Why am I here? Why am I experiencing this? And instead of maybe, it's good to dig into the why, but also just who can I talk to about this? Who can I run through my ideas, my struggles with a community of people who feel the same way, or somebody who can help shift my energy so that I'm finally starting to not fight against myself and just accept
Right.
myself for who I am. But man, I mean, that's a lifelong struggle. That is
So,
a right.
yeah, I mean, and it's a commitment. My commitment to myself is real.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
that why would that, I mean, it just was, I think because it wasn't something that I didn't have to think about. I tried to get
Yeah.
pregnant for 24 years and that didn't happen. And I told myself that my prize was that my pants still fit. Like that was
Mm,
so great, right? And
yeah.
so
Yeah.
if that's no longer my prize,
hmm
so it's just this, it's completely a rehearsed narrative.
hmm
And when I can, and like as I'm doing in real time, sweet listener and sweet new friend Connie, but reminding myself, wait a minute, wait an actual minute, nothing
hmm
is the same in the past 5 years in every area of my life.
Oh, yeah.
And what a beautiful gift it's
hmm
been that
Yeah.
this is the last frontier, or, whatever, the one that I know that I think is going to be the last frontier of this complete reinvention. I did start on the inside and then it moved to my relationships and then it moved to my business. And then it moved to this microphone. And then, and of course, my parenting along the way. And now
hmm
the prize is my closet. And then I
hmm
get to go shopping in clothes that make me feel strong and beautiful and fit and
hmm
fabulous and empowered, like I already feel,
Yeah.
instead of starting with the
hmm
legit pair of
hmm
jeans and wondering why everyone else isn't falling in line because I've finally stepped into my power and bought a pair of
Yeah.
jeans that fit.
Yep.
This is all happening for me, not to me. And
hmm
for a long time, and again, sweet listener, thank you for hanging in there with me because you've got to be annoyed if I'm finally annoyed with my own story,
hmm
that it's an inside job. You have to be ready. And then for me, like once I'm ready, like I'm over ready. Like I went from ready to over ready and like I am complete. Like
Yeah.
you no longer have any
hmm
attachment
hmm
to me and I get to keep what, like that's the new grid.
Yeah.
Not is this on sale? Not is this fun and do I
Yeah.
love it?
Right.
But do I feel strong and fit and beautiful and empowered and like the queen that I am? You
hmm
can stay.
Yes. Yeah. So I guess that to how do I want to say it? Like to connect back to what you are saying with your words. This is something that a lot of women cannot do. They can't right now, do not have the communication or the words to express who they are. And so then they don't recognize that in their closet. So there's this big disconnect. And
Yeah.
for me, what I like to focus on with clients, the first thing we do is establish those words. So you just said you want to be the queen that you are, you want to be powerful, and all the other words, those are what I call your style descriptors.
Mhm.
And those are just your style words that are a handful of terms that you can use, reuse, and use again. They can shift over time as you go through lifestyle shifts, but those keywords are what you should continuously use to ground yourself in how you are putting on a piece of clothing, buying a piece of clothing, or styling a piece of clothing. Is
Yeah.
this making me feel those key core style words that you just said? And if every time that is a yep, the heck yes, this is that is absolutely aligning with all my words, then it feels like home, it feels like you. And if it doesn't, then there is a mismatch. And so we ask what we can do with that piece. But back to what you were saying, the first thing that if someone who's listening is asking, like, well, how do I do that? You need to sit down and ask, what do I want out of my
Mhm.
clothes? And what do I want out of my style? And what do I want to project out into the world? But who am I? What's my
Mhm.
personality like? And if I were to sit down with a stranger who's never met me, you, Wendy, have never met me before in person. And so, how would I describe Connie to Wendy? Well, I would say I'm gaining self-assuredness as I am aligning my business with what I want, but I am also I'm outgoing, I like to communicate, I want to be strong and powerful because I own my own business. And so I want that to be projected into the world. And so that structured is also something that is a word of mine where I feel as though I attach what I put on my body to that term because I like to
Mhm.
be organized. I like to be in charge and in control of the situation. And so structured equals to me, well, what does that mean in clothing? It means it's a blazer every time.
Mm.
And so when I
Mhm.
put on a blazer and I have a handful of them, that makes me feel exactly how I want to feel when I go about my day. And it
Mm.
doesn't need to be uncomfortable because everybody wants to be comfortable. But I think comfort in the last 5 years since the pandemic, comfort has taken a big lead, and then we're all in athleisure. And that's okay if you take ownership of the athleisure because that's what
Mhm.
you want from your life. But a lot of people feel lost now because they've been so comfortable for so long. And again, I can be comfortable too, but comfort is not the first word that I use to describe my style. There's
Right.
other words. And then I just want to make sure that structured means comfortable and tailored means comfortable. And you know what I mean saying. So back to the point, having style words to ground you, asking yourself who you are and how you would describe your personality is where you would start if you're feeling lost with your
Right.
style or where to go or you have no direction.
Right. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And how do you help clients so they know they want to change,
Hmm.
but there's maybe an attachment, which is completely not, of course. I
Oh,
hope you're
yeah.
attached to your clothes. Good night. You wear clothes
Sure.
every day. Like, please be
Absolutely.
attached and don't
Yep.
beat yourself up.
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite show, and if it came back on the air today, I would get less done because I would be binging What Not to Wear.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love Clinton and Stacy. I love them so much. And it was fascinating in watching that show and watching women just, oh, so sad. Of course, that made good television that their wardrobes were so sad, but really the attachment
Mm-hmm.
to a time in their life when they felt happiest
Hmm.
was the time when the teddy bear sweatshirt was purchased.
Hmm.
And so they're
Hmm.
still wearing the teddy bear sweatshirt or whatever it is. And so this link to our clothing with emotion,
Yeah.
with moments in time, with, I mean, it's very complicated
Hmm. Yep. Oh, it
work that
is.
you're doing.
So, yes. So, what typically we do with clients, I mean, most of the time, by the time they reach out to a stylist, they are just ready to do something different.
Yeah.
And if I have a client who mainly they're pretty open, but if for some reason they are very attached to the pieces in their closet and they're having a hard time letting them go, I ask them, is this piece taking you in the direction that you want to go for tomorrow?
Hmm.
Because if you're holding on to it for today, and that's okay, but if it's not helping you be the best person that you
Right.
want to be for your future vision,
Right.
it doesn't mean you have to get rid of it like out of your closet forever. So what we do is we compartmentalize. Basically, we
Yeah.
have a garment bag or a bin that's a nostalgic area that they can go to, like creating a photo album. And they can
Hmm.
go to that for the nostalgia if they want to feel the feeling that they used to feel, but it cannot be their whole closet because that
Right.
whole closet isn't getting them dressed for tomorrow. So my main mission with my clients is, how are you getting dressed for tomorrow? And are the pieces that are in there those pieces for tomorrow, or are they all the memories of the past? Well, those
Hmm.
memories of the past need to be put into a photo album, i.e., a garment bag or a bin, and labeled nostalgia or something fun and funny, my crazy times in the 80s, or I don't know,
Right.
whatever it is. Um, but basically, that's what we're focusing on is the tomorrow. How are you getting dressed for tomorrow? How are you getting dressed for your lifestyle for now? And are the pieces that are in your everyday closet those pieces that are helping you put that together. And we just talk through it. Again, I'm just asking questions. A lot of us have been trained to just have someone feed us like what we should have. Tell me
Hmm.
what are the 10 things I should have in my closet that are going to make the capsule wardrobe that I want. Tell me the 5 things that I have to
Yeah.
do. I don't know. What's your lifestyle like? Because you're not
Right.
the same as me. Your lifestyle is not the same as mine. So you shouldn't have the same 10 things that I have. And
Right.
so we look at who you are, again, back to self.
Yeah.
What are my words? What do I want? What's my
Yeah.
lifestyle like? And how do I get dressed for date night? How do I get dressed for dinner with the girls? How do I get dressed for brunch on the weekend? And these are all the things we talk about. And my goal is to empower my client to
Hmm.
answer that question for themselves because
Right.
I'm not going to feed them the answers. I'm going to feed them the questions
Exactly.
and they're going to give me the answers. And that self empowerment, that's where the work is in my kind of
Right.
styling. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, finish your thought. What were you going to
Oh, I
say?
was just
So
going to
I.
say that I have deemed my term for myself as an educational stylist because I
Mhm.
think that there is an education in what you do when we work together, but just understanding and empowering and having the wisdom and words for yourself gives you the education to be able to feel like, oh, okay, I know how to do this. And that's what we want.
Exactly. Right.
Hmm.
Because I mean, you're teaching a man to fish, right? Like you're
Yeah.
showing your clients how to
Hmm.
bring things into their closet
Yes.
from wherever it is.
Right.
Because there's, like you said, someone wants a quick fix. If you
Hmm.
get, I mean, you can go on any fabulous, stylish woman's Instagram and
Hmm.
see her in 5 fabulous outfits. And somehow we think that if we buy the trench coat and the capri pants and the striped shirt and the scarf and the Darlene ballet flats, that we will
Hmm.
look like her walking down the streets of
Oh,
Paris
yeah.
with her
Yeah.
blonde ponytail. And she's darling and I
Hmm.
love her. And
Hmm.
I'm not going to look like that.
Right.
So it's just mean. And we get what we pay for. So
Yes. Yep.
we can say, oh my gosh, I love her style. I like,
Hmm.
what do I love about it? Is it a scarf or is it that she knows how to wear one? So that
Yes.
becomes with confidence. Okay, I
Yeah.
want it. So there's ways that we can drill down to find these style words instead of
Hmm.
thinking if I buy that lamp on the Wayfair site that I'm somehow gonna have the room that's repainted with all the furniture too. Like it's not the
Right.
lamp. It's
No.
the I
Yes.
mean, that's how marketing is
Oh, yeah.
in a
Yep.
capitalist
Well,
society and all the things,
absolutely. Yes.
right? But
Yep.
we
Hmm.
need to have a lasting impact, which I think is anyone listening to this podcast is not here for a quick fix.
Hmm.
It requires an investment of
Yeah.
money, of time,
Hmm.
of introspection, of
Hmm.
practice, of
Yep.
grace.
Yes. Yes. I was reading the other day a book for my business. I'm a big reader, and
Same.
it there was a phrase that said that the biggest learning comes from when you are like making a plan, when you are like in when you're doing planning for whatever you're doing. That's where a lot of the meat and the learning comes from. Like the big nuggets of gold come from that. And it made me think about I talk to clients about how outfit planning is really, really important
Yeah.
in seeing the potential that you have with the pieces in your closet. People aren't sure where to start. You can start with the bottom and just bring in three different top silhouettes and just try to create some outfits. But what the pushback is on that is that people say, "But I don't have the time." Well, okay. I mean, we make time for things that are a
That,
priority for us.
that's exactly right.
And so if you don't have the time, it shouldn't take more than 30 minutes. If you perused Instagram for 30 minutes or you went shopping for however long you went shopping for, you could actually bank that time and go into your closet and try to outfit create.
You can
It's just,
create outfits while you're listening to this podcast. So
yes.
hit
Yeah.
pause and get in your
Yeah.
closet, and then we'll be right back here when you hit
Yes.
pause again.
But I have discovered that it's also hard for people that are more pragmatic and practical to be creative and to be visual. And so
Mhm.
that's where the run in and the struggle occurs. It becomes a harder issue to figure out how to put things together than it is to buy something. So then we revert to buying stuff. We just keep
Right.
buying because it's easier to click and get the purchase and have it arrive to us than it is to go into our closet and actually sit and think about how do I want to start? What do I want to build an outfit out of? And how do I elevate the outfit? And that thinking, the depth, that's where the learning
Oh
happens.
my
And I
gosh, it's my
try,
favorite thing. Like, if
it's,
someone doesn't like that, you should call me and we'll get on Zoom and I will create outfits out of your closet. That sounds so
yes,
fun.
it is magical. It is where the excitement happens after you get over the hump of it being hard
I
and you
think that's
start
the
to,
part that's
mhm,
frustrating me.
yeah,
Sorry to cut you off, is that
no,
I want to do that. I'm making the
hmm
outfits. I got all the pieces and then I put them on my body and like,
hmm
what has
hmm
happened since the last time I put them on my body? Because obviously was not the experience in the dressing room or it would have never made it here. So,
Yeah, the energy somehow has left the room, I guess. Yes. And anyhow.
but also knowing that you can complete with something
hmm
and without your focus with I mean my focus on the what I'm losing,
hmm
but
hmm
every single thing that I've completed with in the last 5 years has been replaced by something that completely surprised and delighted me in every way, in every element of my life. Why would this be different?
Right. Yeah.
Right? So then
Yes.
go ahead.
I was going to say that's a huge mindset thing as well. There's a book. It's called The Gap and the Gain,
Mm,
and
you're the second
it's
person to
of
suggest
course,
that to me.
because that's
So
how
thank
that's
you.
you're
Yep.
you're manifesting that too. So it's
Yep.
basically instead of constantly looking at our ideal, our ideal style, our ideal person we're trying to whatever, our ideal place we're trying to get in our business or our life, and that we don't have it, we just don't have it. I'm just trying to get there, always trying to get there.
Yeah.
It's looking at yourself and just being a judge of yourself at where you are right now and where you want to be 3 months from now. Let's just pick a time,
Hmm.
3 months from 90 days from now. And then every so often, a week, 2 weeks, you're looking back at, okay, so 90 days ago I was here and now I'm here.
Right.
And so you're constantly gauging your own self progress, not
Mm,
against everybody else's. And so that's
right.
a good way of looking at your closet or closet edit or letting go of pieces. Instead of saying you are letting go of, oh my gosh, I'm letting go of all of these things that I won't have. I don't have. No, if you have a starting point and you're saying, I'm going to get myself in, again, 90 days or 3 months to this other place here, then the things I'm letting go of are just kind of getting in the way.
Right.
And I'm going to move them out of the way to make space for what's to come and looking at
Hmm.
it from a more positive standpoint of abundance rather than scarcity.
Totally. I mean, and it's an energy leak. Like you
Hmm
said, when you go in that closet, if it's full of mean girls, it's
Yes.
not a good time. And you're
No.
not setting yourself up for your highest and best day.
Yes.
And if you just meditated, like you just have wrecked it. Like all
Yeah.
the
Oh,
benefit, you
yeah.
are out of the vortex, queen. Like
Yes.
you got to get back in there. So, which I just love how this is all in service. It's not
Mm,
because something went awry, it's a part of the evolution.
hmm. Yeah. And we
So,
change as we should. What were you going to say?
no, we do. We change
Hmm.
as we should, and we delight in that change.
Well,
And
yes, you can
we're,
either fight the change, which we can do,
Mhm.
or you can go with the change to see what's to come.
And
So,
support yourself through it and get what you
mhm.
need. And
Yep.
whatever that is. Like all of
Hmm.
this, it's so fascinating to me that I was allowing this to be a blind spot.
Mm.
Um, so I'm sorry that I sound so obsessive talking about myself. It's all just like coming to me clearly in this moment. So I
Good.
appreciate everyone
Good.
being in my head for a minute. Um, Practically,
Mm.
what are your suggestions or what do you have your clients do with the items? Like, is it the, okay, we're making three piles, we're gonna keep, we're gonna
Mm.
donate, we're gonna
Hmm.
trash, we're gonna, like, what is
Yeah.
happening? And just kind of, can you stair
Yeah.
step us? Because
Hmm.
obviously people know what they're supposed to do, but they're only going to do it with you or with another person. So it's
Yeah.
not like you're giving your secrets away because,
Yeah. Oh no. You can get yourself 75% of the way, but then that's where like a professional can come in to
yeah.
kind of help you do the rest. Like you said, you can order the lamp from the thing, but unless you have all the other tidbits, which is where the professional comes in, it doesn't quite all come together. So what I do with clients, what I have been doing this year is not just, I'll just explain this real fast and then move on to the
Oh,
process, is
no rush.
I have kind of an order by which we do things when I'm working with clients in a package like to with me for a few months because it's
Sure.
not just like an edit is great, but an edit doesn't quite solve the whole picture
Hmm.
sometimes. And so I have a package, it's called the wardrobe refresh package, and we take time. First, you have to take a course of mine, which is called signature,
Perfect.
yeah, signature style method. And that is where you write down your words, you list out your lifestyle, you talk about what your personal preferences are when you put on clothing, and take a few measurements, and then you also develop a vision board, a mood board for yourself, because that's the end goal. Like,
Right.
here is where I want to be, and I have to take notes of this. There's a little ebook that you jot down all your notes from. And then we get on a call together and we kind of just go through what your learnings. And I start developing data for a client. And then we take all that information and then we do an edit. And so we compare your information, your learnings, your preferences, your mood board to your closet. So when we go
Mm.
into the space, usually I have a rolling rack or two, or the client might already have one. And we take one section at a time. Typically, I start with bottoms. I don't know why. It feels like a foundation for me. Like, let's base it
Mm.
with the bottoms. Okay. Start there.
Right.
Because once you have a few bottoms that you know that work really well, that fit you, they feel good, you can develop an outfit around the bottoms. And so
Sure.
we pull out the bottoms. I typically have my clients set like space, they create like two sections right away. Instinctively, I wear these and I don't wear these. Just a quick off, I do and I don't. That's it. Like, don't
Okay.
overthink it. And so then they have two sections. And then we dive into the wears. Why are you wearing it? Let's try a few things on. Let's take some measurements and let's confirm your rise, your inseam, the styles that you like. And we start documenting them. So I have a little closet app that I use with clients to kind of create an online closet for them. And then we go into the don't wears. Okay, so let's talk about why you don't wear them. This is where all
Yeah.
the questions, the introspective questions come in. When did you buy this? What influences were you under when you purchased this piece, right?
Right. I was a
Uh,
wedding planner for 30 years and I
yeah.
have so many dresses.
Yes, 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 yes. And so we look at, is the piece still serving you for, again, where you want to go with your style
Mhm.
in the future? Try it on. And then at that point, sometimes we might create an instant outfit it to see if the piece still has
Yeah.
potential. But if
Hmm.
you are on the fence at all, you're like, I just can't, it's not an instant, it's not a hell yes or a no. It's somewhere in between. Okay, so then we have a pile that's called your maybe pile. I'm not ready to make a decisive choice about this. So this is going into the maybe pile. And then we're going to go to the next piece. So you go to the next piece, you do the same kind of thing. And if you're like, yeah, I can't even get them on over my hips, okay, that's going out because
Right.
we don't want to have that negative energy in our
Right.
closet. So that moves. So then that goes into an edit pile. And when you start digging in deeper into the edit pile, it's like, can that piece be consigned? Can we donate that piece? Can you
Mm.
give it to a friend? a little caveat on giving things to friends,
Yeah.
though, only allowing them to say they want it or they don't. Because sometimes when we give away pieces, you're not keeping their style in mind or their
Mm-hmm.
preferences in mind. You're giving away something. And so there, anyhow, but that's just a whole
Right, which
different.
is how also a lot of pieces got there.
Yeah, you
Like
can
I
acquire.
used to be a drop
Yes.
zone.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So then there's different sections and categories. See, we have a seasonal section. Sometimes costumes make it in there. Team
Right.
sports t-shirts, your kids' sports t-shirts, all that stuff just kind of is all over the place in there. And it's almost like, I guess, when you walk into, let's say, Ross, okay, the
Okay,
store,
right.
and everything is everywhere and it just kind of hits you and it's like, oh my gosh, it's so overwhelming, I don't know where to
Right.
start. So we
Yep.
just start grouping things together so they make sense.
Yep.
And then at the end, so we go through bottoms, we do the same thing with tops, we did the same thing with layers and shoes. And when you're done, what is left inside of your closet are pieces that fit, that we have confirmed
Mm-hmm.
that work, that they can be styled into an outfit, that they feel comfortable and good and aligned with your style descriptors. And then you've got all the mess and the rest is
Right.
over here, right? So then we start saying, okay, with those pieces, are there some nostalgic pieces we can put into a garment bag and label and store away? Are there
Mm-hmm.
seasonal pieces we can put into containers, compartments, and garment bags and store it away? And then there's pieces we're going to let go of. There might be pieces that are still worth something that we can consign, perhaps.
Sure.
We also place more value on pieces than they're actually worth in real
Right,
life.
because
So
we know
there's
what we paid for them.
that's right. That's right.
Right.
But you're making space and clearing out room for what's to come. So you just kind of like admit that. And then you edit other pieces. I try really hard to make sure that if someone is like letting go of bags and bags of clothing, that there
Mm-hmm.
are places in which they can send those pieces, those bags of clothing, to be refurbished, repurposed, something to be done with them rather than just kind of sending them to Goodwill.
Right.
But we dig deeper into that when I'm with a client.
Sure.
So, then at the end, then they have cleared out the excess and the overwhelm, which we're very good at having lots of excess and lots of overwhelm in our society.
Yep.
And what is left should be a closet that you might have a few gaps. So we're also noting those gaps.
Right.
There's not anything that you need to emergency shop for right away. It's more just the awareness of when I'm putting my things together, do I feel deficient with the bottoms because I only have a couple left? Okay, so then that's going to
Mm-hmm.
be something I'm going to be focusing on in the future. And if you have worked with me, then okay, the rise I'm looking for in my jeans is this. That means from your crotch to the top, the
Right.
inseam from the crotch down to the bottom. What I want, the type and style of pant or jean that I'm looking for. Um, I just yesterday got off a virtual styling session with a client who lives in Florida, so it doesn't get super cold,
Right.
but she loves wearing shorts and dresses. And so she struggles in the winter months because you can't really wear, you can kind of some days, but what do I wear then? So I'm putting on my jeans and I just don't feel comfortable in my jeans. What do I do? And I said, okay, we're going to put away your jeans. Just because you have jeans, it doesn't mean you have to wear them. And
Sure.
just because everybody tells you you have to find the jeans doesn't mean you have to. So put them away. And then let's actually look at non-jean options. And she had like two. And she's like, okay, so this feels like a deficiency for me, but I didn't even realize it because I kept trying to struggle with these jeans every day. I feel tight. They're tight on my muscles. I don't like them. Don't wear them. Put them
Right.
away. You don't have to have the jeans. So then we identified two other styles of pants that she could bring in that are not jeans. And she's like, oh my gosh, this has like opened up a whole new world of outfits for me now that I feel like I don't have to shove myself into jeans. Great.
Right.
So
Oh my
lots of
gosh.
discoveries happen too
Yeah.
along the way.
Oh, I love that. Now,
Yeah.
for shopping
Mm,
options, do you then like do you style pieces? Do you have because thankfully it's popular right now. I love a wide leg pant. Like it just
mm-hmm,
because my body shape, my hips are my widest part. So if
mm-hmm,
that is straight, then I look like I'm
mm-hmm.
6 feet tall. I'll take it. Like I love that style. But if that is something that I love, I feel good in, but it's not trending,
Mm,
what do you have suggestions or do we
sure. I
just
mean,
go somewhere else? What do we do?
yeah. So if you are, I guess your question is like, if I'm looking for something, and I want to find this, but this is available. Should I get this instead? Is that
Right.
what you
Or
mean?
if I'm
Hmm.
your
Yeah.
client, like, are
Oh, yeah.
you going to stitch fix me or are you
Hmm.
sending me to like, oh, well, the things that you like and the style, you're going to be better served at Nordstrom rather
Sure.
than going
Yeah.
to Marshall's and hoping for the best, or,
Right.
like that will be overwhelming.
Oh, yeah. No.
Or like, are
No.
you
So
anthropology all day long? I mean,
no, it
that's I,
depends
right?
on, yeah. So after we do the edit, the next step of the closet refresh is that we then have the gap list and we go shopping. If it's a virtual client, then I shop online for them. And if it is an in-person, then we meet somewhere. And
My
typically, yes,
gosh.
we
It's
start at
so fun.
it is. We start at a department store because they have
Hmm.
the biggest bang for your buck, meaning if I know that my client is looking for a 27-inch inseam, straight leg, relaxed jean, and a pull-on elasticated waist, wide leg pant, and this type of sweater or tank top or whatever it's going to be, I can find most of that stuff there. But I pivot and go to, I was at a vintage shop the other day with a client who has more of a boho style.
Right.
I wanted to go support a local shop, and so we went to find out what they had in store. But
Right.
I take their gap list based on what we decided during the edit would be most suitable for them.
Yes.
And it's funny because a lot of women want, and maybe this is a question you can help me answer even too, is a lot of women want to know what's flattering or the best shape for their body type.
Hmm.
Okay, why do you want to know that?
Because I want to look good and feel powerful and strong and
Yes.
fit and comfortable in my clothing.
Okay. And so does that mean for some people it's like, but I want to know what makes me look the tallest or the thinnest or the smallest or the this is. It's like, nope. I will tell you if you have a fuller bust and you wear a big heavy knit sweater with a big high neck, you're creating more volume. And
Correct.
if your goal is to create less volume, I can help you answer that. I guess what I'm
Right.
saying is when someone says they want to dress for their body type, there that is so nuanced.
Hmm.
What actually do you want? Okay,
I
well, I would like,
think, right.
go
And I
ahead.
think what they might be saying, what I would think is like, I don't want the frustration of trying on 47 things that don't look
Yeah.
on me. So I want you to
Yes.
tell me what
What
to
I should
try
be
on.
looking for.
Right. So what I
Yeah.
love about what you said, we go to the store and we know that we're looking for a 27-inch inseam. Like it makes it so not transactional, but that's
Mm-hmm.
just information and
It's
it
data.
makes right. And
Yes.
so if you go to the store and you say, I'm looking for this, and they say, we don't have it,
Just go to the next store.
the clothes is like that's what's wrong. It's not
Yes.
what's wrong with
Yes.
me and why can't I
Yes.
find anything to which of course is just going to spin you into
Mm-hmm.
pre-edit Wendy,
Right.
or
Right.
wherever you were before. So
Yeah.
I love your process and how it is so gentle. Of course it takes time and that's what you want,
Yes.
but
Yep.
it's gentle and it's guiding
Yes.
and it's teaching you how to access your own inner knowing. It's
Yeah.
teaching you how to enter the day with
Mm-hmm.
confidence and to
Mm-hmm.
shop in your own closet in an
Yep.
empowered way. It's teaching you how to put outfits together. It's teaching you how important style is to you or what
Mm.
elements of style are important to you. It's teaching you how to shop. It's teaching you how to disengage from clothes that don't fit. It doesn't mean like you already know what you want. If this thing is not what you want, it's nothing wrong with it. It's
Yes.
just not what you
Yep.
want. You can want a cookie, and if you go to the bakery and none of the cookies are good, it's you're not wrong, they're not wrong. It's
Mm-hmm.
just not a match.
Right. Right. So I love also that perspective of from your end of like just wanting more, like people I think just want more direction for when I go shopping, like what am I looking for? And
Mm-hmm.
also I will share, I guess this is an interesting perspective that sometimes people don't do and don't know. When I'm going shopping with a client, it lasts 3 hours long. Like they're there for 3 hours with me in an
Mm-hmm.
appointment. And some people can do it differently. This is my process and this is how I do it. I'm there 2 hours before them pulling
Sure.
things.
Right.
But I understand at this point because we edited together, we've taken their
Mhm.
measurements. I understand where they're their broadest. So this is what I look for. I do not,
Right.
when we're talking about body shape and type, and I'm not the stylist on Instagram who's going to say, if you're an inverted triangle, do this. If you
Right.
are an hourglass, do this. Because
Right.
again, there's no prescription that is a one size fits all
Mhm.
situation. And when people are doling out that advice, okay, that's great. But like, again, what do you personally want? So you
Right.
might
It's
be,
white wine with fish. Like
yes,
what
yeah,
fish and what
yes,
wine and what
totally,
country and what grape?
totally.
And like there's so many questions.
There's so many questions, and that's why for me, I'm like, I will not give you those answers. You want to just be
Right.
told, I get it. But
Yeah.
so going back to the shopping appointment, when we get into the fitting room, I've been there for 2 hours pulling. I'm pulling all sorts of fabrics. I'm pulling all sorts of necklines to show them what works and why, and what doesn't and why,
Mm-hmm.
what feels good to them and what doesn't. And then this is also where your personal preferences come in, because I could
Right.
say, you need to do a V-neck because you have a triple D or G bust. And the woman's gonna be like, but I don't like V-necks. Okay, great. You don't have to do them. Just because somebody says that you have to do this, then you get to override that
Right.
information by saying, I actually like this, and being grounded from the beginning by
Right.
taking the signature style method and then starting through this process. You are like, oh, okay, I can override what you say. And I know I don't want to do this, or I do want to do this. Great.
Right.
The self assuredness, the self confidence is starting to grow and build as you're learning. And it's that the time and the education you have to put into it. So,
Right.
what I was saying is that I set up a rack of it. We might, the other day, we might have gone through with a client of mine who's petite. We might have gone through 27 pairs of bottoms. And
Yeah.
that is insane for a person to do by themselves, because by the
Right.
seventh or eighth, they're just crapping on their body. They're
Right. Unless it's a
blaming it on
tequila
themselves.
bar, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but what we do when we're going through these jeans and pants and bottoms and all that is saying, okay, so when you put it on, how do you feel? Do you instantly, is your instant reaction like, huh, this is interesting? Or what can I do with this? Or is it absolutely no, I don't like this style. I don't like what it does. I don't like the pleating. Okay, take it off, but let's talk about why it doesn't work so that you don't have to
Right.
repeat this process again and again.
Right.
So if you might come to the conclusion that, again, right now, a pleated trouser pant is super in. Okay, I personally love a pleated trouser pant because it aligns with that word of structure that I was saying before.
Right.
But somebody else who might be more conscious of their front end, or their back
Sure.
side, they might not like what that does and how that makes them feel. So focus on the
Mm-hmm.
feeling, focus
Yeah.
on how it makes you feel. And if it doesn't make you feel good, then just say, you know what? I'm not doing a pleated trouser pant. That's the end of the story. Okay, great, perfect. You don't have to
Perfect.
do it. We're going to move on. But then we find something that might have more structure, or that might
Sure.
have more flow, or and so I guess that's where the stylist comes in, is saying, okay,
Right.
how do we pivot? Here's how we pivot. Let me help you pivot
Yeah.
and support you and just remind you, it's not my body. It's not my body. It's the pieces, because
Mm-hmm.
all of these clothes are mass produced to fit
Right.
anyone. And
I was just gonna
you're
say
not anybody. You're you.
that's why celebrities
Hmm.
wear couture or
Mm-hmm.
people that value that where because it's made for them. That's why it fits. That's why they look
Yes.
great in it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like you
This
don't
is this is
eat
another thing.
dinner from the deli. Like it's just not you're not built for that. You're a queen.
This is another thing we talk about a lot when you work to with a stylist, or should, is alterations.
Yes.
When you try on a piece of clothing, I want everybody who's listening to assume the piece is not going to fit me. How am I going to make this piece fit my body? What can be done to this piece if I
Mhm.
like the color, if I like the fabric, if I like how it feels? Okay, then you can go to the next stage, which is, how am I going to make it fit me? Do I need to go down a
Right.
size, up a size, alter the length? Do I need to bring in the back? I want to make this piece work for
Yeah,
my beautiful shape and my beautiful body.
that's
So
right.
how do I do that? Well, I might need to go to a professional to have this tailored to fit me. And that is what I do with my clothes. And that is what I assume, or not assume, pardon me. That is what I want my clients to start to
Right.
assume, is that they're
Right.
going to take pieces and get them altered. And so that's how we end the closet or the shopping
Love it.
appointment, and why I go to Nordstrom a lot, because they offer the alterations in
Right.
store. And so we
Because it's like
alter,
it's that
yeah,
action, action,
yes,
action.
yes, get it done now because it's probably not going to get done.
Hmm.
So we alter a handful of pieces almost with every client at the end of every shopping session. And it's the power in knowing you could get something altered to fit you
Yay.
better is just also like, wow, I'm getting this piece tailored like a movie star, right? Like you
I'm
could have it tailored to
I'm
you.
couture, right? Oh my
Mhm.
gosh. Okay. I've loved this conversation. I have, like I said, 47 more questions because I want to know, like, how do you do bathing suits?
Mm,
I know that's a whole nother show, so don't answer that
mhm.
question. Um, but I will be offline with you.
Mm.
Please tell everyone where they can find and follow you, how they can get in line behind me to be your client. All of this beautiful work. I'm obsessed.
Thank you. Well, a
Mhm.
lot of what I do is backed by just intention and wanting to inspire and educate women because I want to them or you to understand that whatever stage that you're in, you deserve to have a closet of pieces that are your friends that make you feel good. And if you don't have that, then it's time to reach out to somebody that can help you get there. Um, Everything my Instagram handle is art in the find because I feel like there's an art to finding things for people
Yes.
to recognize your uniqueness. My website is art in the find, but the biggest thing right now, if you are not wanting to invest the dollars or the time right now, the quickest thing you can do to get yourself grounded again in your style is by taking my course, which is the signature style method. And that's $97. It's four very quick lessons that you can, while you're drinking your coffee, you can download the ebook and you can take all the notes that you want. And it just gives you a place to go to have your data, to have your measurements, your style descriptors, your words, your write down your lifestyle. And the biggest reason for taking that again is to finally have some of the answers
Yeah.
that you are looking for and just the data again to say, okay, if I didn't understand and I'm lost and I'm going into the store and I don't know what I'm buying and I just, here is something that can help give me some answers to get me started creating a closet of pieces that I know feel like me and fit.
I love that. Thank you. We will link everything down in the show notes. And
Thank
I
you.
just had a fun idea as you were saying all of that. So I have a membership, the Say Yes
Yeah.
Sisterhood. So
Yeah.
anyone in the membership, if you're listening, we will download this book together. Each of us will
Oh,
download our own
fun.
copy. And then let's just do this in community because everything is more fun with a friend. And you can pour yourself a cup of coffee, you can have a glass of champagne, you can do tequila shots. There's zero judgment. I don't care. I'm going to do it with you. But that is so, so, so fun. Thank you. Thank you for being
Awesome.
here.
No problem. And also just to jump on that too, there I will have my little team give like a discount code for all of your followers who want to
Fantastic.
download the class or download the ebook that they can get 10% off if they want to. So
Yay!
yeah,
Thank you. Oh, so, so, so super fun. Okay, we will link
awesome.
all of that down in the show notes. And sweet listener, I can't wait to do this with you. Sweet Connie, I can't wait to
Awesome.
see you in my closet. Thank you for being here.
Wendy, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much.